Hello everyone, my name is Kamal, and in this video we're going to interview different foreigners who are working in Daejeon and who will be asking about their life. This is a video project done as a community service work for Daejeon International Center. My team includes me, Ksenia, Sarah, Mark, Victoria, Anastasia, Yi Hu Chung, and Yi Ho Young. In this video, we'll be asking their personal question: how is their life? What are the stress levels? What are the basic pros and cons, and why they are liking or not liking their life as a worker in Daejeon?
My name is Nadezhda. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Russia. I came to Korea in February of this year to receive my master degree at the Ulsan University. My Korean is basic, so that's why my study is in English.
안녕하세요. My name is Hong Nhung from Vietnam. In 2010, I received a scholarship and firstly came to Korea. And since then, I have been in Korea for more than 12 years. It is quite a long time, right? I think I love the country, so I keep staying longer and longer without knowing. During the first 8 years, I mainly use English to communicate because I work and study in a research institute. After that, due to a personal reason, I left to Korea for 1 year and returned with my reborn daughter in 2019. Currently, I am working as a freelancer and also learn Korean language in a university. And about Korean, I got the TOEIC certificate level 5 last year and also completed the KIIP program. But still, I'm trying a lot to improve my speaking and writing skill.
Hello, I'm Jennifer. I'm from New Zealand. I am 56 years old and I have been living in Korea for 15 years. I arrived beginning of 2008. I am a teacher with the EPIC program and I'm teaching at an elementary school.
I'm ethnic Korean, so a lot of Koreans expect me to speak Korean, but I don't know it very well. So I have some struggles with that. For example, when I went to another city for the first time, I didn't know where to go and no one spoke English and I didn't understand how to explain them what problem I had. So as for studying process, I think that Russian studying process is different from Korean, especially speaking of evaluating. That's why it was hard to get used to it, but I got a lot of help from the international office of our university and of course from my Russian friends.
Whereas as a mother who are raising a child in Korea as a permanent residency, the more difficulties I face is related to the language and cultural barrier and also the Korean education system. As you know, when we have a child, the need to use Korean is extend a lot and we need to go to hospital in some like emergency situations, and also we need to know about the Korean education system and especially serves as a bridge for the child to connect to the world around, and all is in Korean. So at the time, I think that the master Korean is the most answer to me to solve all the problem, and I put a lot of effort to learn Korean whenever I can.
And of course the number one difficulty is language, not being able to communicate easily with people. Back home I'm very literate, I can read, I can write, I can speak fine, but here it's much harder, and I expected it to be. But I've had people are really helpful, and if I try a little bit, the Koreans really go much further than I would expect and really help out. So it's the language and being independent. Back in my country, I could make my appointments myself. I could sort out any problems. Here, I have to ask for help a lot more. That is difficult for me, to ask for help. And I don't want to ask for too much help. Of course, I try and do things myself, like going to the doctors, dealing with the banks, or if things break down in the apartment and I need help fixing them. But often I'll try and fix it myself or sort it out myself and then have to get help. Just the most recent 3 sort of difficulties I've had this month is my visa is due to expire.
So I don't get a lot of stress in Korea because my parents are living here, so I often go to them. But of course, sometimes I really miss Russia. That's why I meet my friends, and we spend a lot of time together, going to parks, cafes, or somewhere else.
To be honest, it is very difficult to find ways to work and also raise a child and learn Korean at the same time. So sometimes I really feel exhausted and overwhelmed by stress. Especially in winter, my daughter was sick very often and we have to visit the hospital I think 3 times a week in the whole winter. When it happened, my life and work and also study are all mess, and I lost a job and had to find it again sometime, and my study was not going well and I was really exhausted. But I would say that time solved a lot of the difficulties and things get much better by now. And about the stress, the pandemic year would be hard for everyone. However, in Korea, the healthcare system is very developed and also convenient. So although my daughter was sick very often, but I don't get much difficulty to access to hospital and also to receive the treatment or buy the medicine. So it was very good things. And I also meet a very kind family doctor for my daughter and receive help from my Korean teacher, my neighbor, and also my husband. So I will just keep going on. And there is one time I received the counseling from Multicultural Family Support Center related to the mental health. And the counseling with the psychologist was very helpful.
Stress. Yeah. Yes, I have had quite a bit of stress in Korea, especially when I first came. Everything was new. In those days, teachers would all go out to a restaurant and they would be singing and everything, and all I wanted to do was go home and get some sleep because I was tired. Being in a foreign country, away from home, away from my support back home is stressful. I had to rely a lot on myself, and within myself I would write emails to my parents and friends back home. I did not have Skype or anything in my first few years, so that wasn't available for me. Stress was just living in Korea, work, not knowing what's expected, not understanding what's being said, and just going shopping was an adventure. Like the first time I bought something from a street store, it was a big event because it was a little nerve-wracking and so many small tensions every day. It all builds up. One thing that really helped me was writing an email to myself. Like just getting it down on paper. I didn't necessarily want other people to read it, but I wanted it there as a thing for me to look back on maybe in 10, 20 years time when the pain has gone. But the pain was there. But just writing that letter, that email to myself and then putting it away and forgetting about it, that helped me.
I think it would be very helpful for foreigners if there were some apps where the information about living in Korea is collected, or for example how to rent a house, how to pay utilities, how to use public transports, and so on. As for me, I have my parents here, and of course my Russian friends help me a lot, but there are some foreigners who came in Korea alone and they have no one. That's why I think that would be very supportive for them.
I have been in Korea for more than 12 years as a student, also a worker and a mother. So I would say that the best tip to make your life easier here is to get prepared as much as you can. Learning a language, the culture, and also the survival skill related to the work, the study, and the life here will be very helpful in any situation.